going to review the overall market today, so we're going to check out SPY, and I'm seeing people already calling it a bull trap, but who's to say it's not a bear trap as well. So we're just going to review price action and find some supports and some local resistances and see if there's something actionable here. So these were two lines that I had drawn. Today we traded inside of those. We had some algos go crazy, and but at the end of the day, you know, 385 is a level of importance. So we need to clear above 385 to target this overhead supply here at 390. I've been calling for 389. So if we can hit this 389.66 level, I'd be happy. I am long some calls right now, 400 out to next month. I would like to breach the 389, then we'll target the 394 and then the 395. If we clear this 395, my next target is up here. So we'll go to 400, and then the point of control was 411. At 405, I'll be done exiting the calls that I have, and I'll be switching to puts. I'll actually be scaling in. My levels are 389, which is right here, this lower value area. So I'll scale in at the first area of overhead supply. If we mitigate and go up, I will then scale in at 395 and then again at 405. All right, I find it unlikely that we come back to this 411 range as the overall trend is down. Now, if you were looking to swing for 60 days plus, all right, this is our 180-day 4-hour. Point of control up here is at 433. So this area right here, I'm going to target here to go short, and then I'm looking on a larger time scale. We're going to go out, let's go out the last 10 years, and let me see the weekly. Alright, and these are levels of support that I have. So we would, when I'm targeting this short, I want to see us break below here, and then we are going to target this low, which is 364.82, and then I want to see 362.03, and then from that point forward I'm going to be targeting the 327.24 range. Now, as we can see here, the majority of dip buying has occurred around this 209.89 range. Do I think we're gonna take out our COVID low? No, I do not. But these are levels that I have. So 276.39 would be the absolute lowest that I believe will go. So from that point forward, it's just about breaking down and then riding momentum back up. And you can tell if something is too oversold or not. So for instance, on this 15-minute 5-day or 10-day 15-minute, we can see all these areas that need to be cleared out. So look for price to come back in, mitigate, fill out these imbalances before heading down. This also will reset your RSI. And you know, some people will say, all right, if RSI is below 30, then you're oversold, and if it's above 70, you're overbought. That can be true, but I don't trade that way, because that is your relative strength. So if strength is to the downside, that's letting you know that the pressure is on the sell side. Okay, so yes, you can dip below down to like 23, 24, and then return back up to 35 before heading lower. And so I wouldn't be caught trying to scalp for pennies when the major move is still down, right? You're fighting against the current. But if you're calculated and you know your levels or areas that you can target, you can position to get in at those time frames. So like I said, I will be scaling in at 389, 395, and 405. If it does come up here and tap 411, I might average down on some, but I already have my plan right here. And then when we do go down, I will be targeting some at the money puts, you know, 60, 75 days till expiration. Going to do some ticker requests for Discord. So right off the bat, we got Snow and DOCU. You're going to see how they look. what flow is like today. DOCU saw some 70 calls at ask, 55 puts at ask. Okay, we also have a dark pool at 60.47. So DOCU today went on a run with the market, came back down, tested that point of control today, and went up. It's got a gap fill up here right at 63.3 to 65.82. 66.27 is that point of control, and a large gap fill here up here for the 87.98. Now they were targeting 70s and 55s. Heat map was short the 55 puts for this week and short the 57 put for next week. And there's those 70s. I would get in those 70s as long as price can remain above 59.81, preferably if price can break above that 63.28. That would be the first target. If it breaks through 63.28, I'd be targeting that 66.27, then break above the 70.42, and then you're off to the races up here to the 87 range. I would still cut right down here at 83.83. It's a nice number to remember. The other one is snow. Let's see what flow looks like for snow. Snow had unusual dark pool activity this morning. 25 million at 118, and then another 26 million at 117.90, and that's pretty good. Price is trading above it. Flow 134, 135 calls. Yep. 125 for this week. Looks like they closed out of some 133s today. So let's assume these 134s for next week are something we're interested in. Snow left a gap down below at 114.11. Tried to create a minor shift in structure right here, rejected at the 123.74 range. And 129.55 is your next point of control. So I mean, they're targeting this gap fill. Looks like most flow is targeting a return back up to here. I don't mind this play. I feel like today, I mean, it had a 7.61% move up. In the grand scheme of things, I would like to see if you were going to do like a long swing on this name. I would like to see any break above, what is this point of control right here? 131.58. So 131.58 would signal, you know, we could get some movement. We would be targeting the 160 range up until up here. $196.66. What did they pay for that? Anywhere between 1.9 to 2.1. And they also came in and were buying them throughout the day, even towards the end of the day. I don't mind that. I like that it's trading above those dark pool prints. Not a bad play. BBBY. Now BBBY is going to be a buyout play on the Bye Bye Baby brand that they have. This is like Ryan Cohen play. Today some more people came in, tapped into the 6.5 and the 18s. Most of his strikes are really far out, 60s, 70s, but 6/17/22 is not nearly enough time for what we're looking for, and the January 20th 2023 is the strike of interest. This is where most people are in if they're following Ryan Cohen's play. As far as a chart setup, I mean, it's bottom feeding. Love to see it break above the $7 range and then return back up to $8.34 before proceeding up to $14. We have ticker requests for Love, Apple, and App Harvest, as well as Zoom. So let's go right in that order. You know, now this is one that I just covered the other day. There was a plan for this. I bought the 35 calls, so I am long. And what I'm looking for Southwest is I'm looking for price to break above this 39.39 level and then return to 41 and then ultimately return to 44.37. Now flow for Love. Alright, today we had some multi-leg trades and some profit taking on some calls. These were the calls that we saw come in. We also had a dark pool block at 37.56, prices below it. And yeah, they're taking profit on those 35s. So this is something I did not see. I did not see them taking profit on that. So I'll have to exit this. The setup, it is good. You know, 41 is decent. The price could return to 39.95 if I'm looking to cut. So Apple's the next one. Flow on it. You know, it's kind of spread. You know, and the only thing that was above ask that was yellow for today was the 150 puts. You can see a lot of profit taking for next week, and some, I mean, they could have been rolling up to the 144, 146, and then the 150s 3+ weeks out. Price, as far as a macro move, if I was bullish, I would like it to remain above the signature prints that it had today, which are 135.43. So if price can remain above 135.43, I wouldn't mind scalping calls. Alright, and then I would be targeting this gap fill here to 142.51 and then up into point of control at 148. Now yearly point of control is 148 as well, so it's very unlikely that it actually goes back to that level. It's more likely that it will fail at 144.24. Now my bear case for this is it loses 135.43, and then I'm going to be looking at this low back down here right around 131.44. Let's look at Apple on a larger time frame. We'll do the 5-year weekly. And I feel like everyone right now is panicking about the way that the market's been acting because we are pulling back, but no one was really panicking when we had this move, right? So my ultimate price target for Apple would be 22.57, and then if we were to lose 114.97, we have this imbalance here, and we would return down to the 80.66 range, which would be retesting the breakout from right about here. Now price has respected this 114.97 before it has tested it, so you could see a bounce right around here. If you were looking to pick up commons for your Roth or you know, 401k or anything that's self-designated, 114.97 is not a bad bet. Start hanging, you know, 25% of your position. I do think that we are just starting the bleed, and 82.83 will get tested. Zoom is next. $115 strike for this week and $110 strike for this week. Nothing to write home about. Ooh, what did we just do there? Here we go. Zoom. Price at yearly point of control. It had a nice move today, almost 6%. Needs to clear 114.13 and hold it, and then clear 117. If she can break above this 117 range, our next target would be 145. We have a you know, structure shift right here, and then overhead supply right in this range. Keep it right here. Alright, so clear 117, and I would look for the 130, or I would target price to move towards 138.57, then 185.81, then up to this gap fill area and 267.03. Now, do I think that that's likely? Probably not. If anything, we're going to be heading down lower. So let's check her out on a larger time frame. $59.82 would be the next area for a leg down. Lose 102.14, and that is where I'd be targeting 59.82. Definitely has its work cut out for it. Tupperware is our next one. There's no flow for it. Now it has seen a drastic move down. Today it gapped up pretty hard. It did escape the upper value area for a moment, and then came back down and test it. What I would like to see for a structure break is take out this high right here, 721. Take out 721, we're golden. Start moving up to the 1410 target, and then into gap fill up to 1836. If I took this play long with some commons, I would get out at 1368. Now that does leave some meat on the bone, but I would at least start scaling here. If we do clear the 722 and shot up to right around this overhead supply at 1142, I'd start to scale out, or you know, keep a trailing on it. So App Harvest is next. Down to $3 now. I have all these lines because I was in this play. It didn't go as great as I thought it would. So today it had a nice move, right? And it did clear its hourly point of control. Next price target on it would be 308, and then break through 337. And let's break this down. And yearly point of control is 317. So break above 317, our next target would be this area, 555, and then 715. If it could clear 901, whatever this high is here, 9, we could then target the 1173 area. Still a shot in the dark. It is a penny stock, and they're momentum based, volume based. I do like the volume was picking up on it throughout the day, but it still wasn't a ton at 11.24% day, and it does have options, but they're pretty illiquid. Flow, I do doubt that it had some, but we'll see. Yeah, nothing really going on with it. Those were the requests that I had for today. If you're in Discord, feel free to drop tickers anytime that you'd like during market hours or after hours, and I'll get to them when I can.